Hey guys, ZZ here, and I just got back here. Let's focus the camera. I just got back from the Livonia regional on February 15th, and I played Spirits. I've been keeping this build a secret for a while, and that's kind of neat. I found a couple people that recognized me. That was interesting. You know, enjoy meeting fans, but overall, the regional went pretty well. I went 5-3. Um, I was actually pretty pleased with my performance. I'm going to do a full tournament report video that's way more in depth than this when I get a chance to get to my microphone. But right now I just have my phone, so I'm just going to do a deck profile. But the most disappointing loss of the day was definitely to Harpies. I lost game 1 because I opened an unplayable hand, and then I lost game 2 because I set aside 7 cards to side in, and 8 cards, just the other 8 cards in the side deck, and then I accidentally sided in the 8 cards that I didn't mean to, so I opened with Double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and Black Horn of Heaven against Harpies, and it was rough, to say the least. Off the top of my head, I beat Fire Fists, Boojins, Mermails, Madolches, and Zombies, and then I lost to this weird Ghost Trick Madolche deck and Evil Swarm, which I shouldn't have lost. That guy was really bad. Sorry if you're watching this, but you really suck. That was a rough match too. And then I lost to Harpies. So it wasn't the best regional in the world, but I quadrupled the money I went there with, so that's kind of nice. And I got a bunch of trades, and I definitely know how I'm going to fix my deck for the next one. So now that I've wasted 2 minutes of your life, let's get into deck profile. I'll go through it first, and then I'll talk about some stuff afterwards. I played 3 Aratama, pretty much the bread part of the bread and butter part of this deck. That made no fucking sense. I played 3 Nikotama, which is the butter part of the bread and butter part. I played 2 Izanami. Pretty neat card there. I played 2 Yaksha. What a beast. Played 1 Resetsu. And that's it for the spirit monsters. If you don't say it's a spirit deck, you can just fuck off. I don't really care. 1 Thunder King was my last level 4. I played 2 Trag. This is probably my all-star today. This card's way too good. I'm talk about some combos, maybe even the tournament report, and maybe at the end of this. I'm going to do this video like the other deck profile where I do the deck profile and I talk about the combos afterwards. I played 1 Gores, never summoned it. 1 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 BLS, and then for my hand traps, I played 1 Maxi and 2 Veil Remained. Worked out pretty nice. Okay, so for the spells, we're playing Triple Duality. I mean, you don't do a lot of special summoning, so it's pretty good. Triple MST, kind of got to do this. Double Creature Swap. Yep, playing Creature Swap now, so please stop asking me to. Dark Hole and Lance. Lance is really cool this weekend, but anyway. I played 2 Threatening Roar. Kind of neat. 2 Trap Stun, 2 Fiendish Chain, 1 Divine Wrath. Divine Wrath is really lackluster this weekend. Not very good against Fire Fist. 1 Torrential, 1 Bottomless, 1 Warning. That's it for the main deck. Side, I guess. Side deck was 1 Veiler and then 2 Maxis. So we are playing 6 hand traps throughout the main deck inside. Close Force, this card is really neat. Interesting enough, you can boost up a Diamond Direwolf by like 1 billion attack points. That was kind of funny. 2 Full House, really good side deck card. 2 Mind Crush, 2 Overworked, these suck today. 2 Black Horn, pretty good today, and 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, which I guess technically helped me, but didn't help me in the end. For the extra deck, we are playing a token card. We are playing Steel Storm Roach, never made it. 2 101, made both of these quite often. 2 Exciton Knights, I think I made the second one like 3 or 4 times throughout the tournament. People don't usually see it coming, because who's going to be crazy enough to fucking play 2 Exciton Knights? Me, apparently. Lava Chain, Mace Joke, never made Mace Joke today. Photon Pale Operative, did make him, never made Utopia. Never made Black Ship of Corn. Fairy Cheer Girl, definitely a good card. Made her a couple times. Made Cowboy a few times, I suppose, technically. Made Diamond Dire Wolf a couple times, and then I played 2 Dweller, which I actually only made 1 time against a zombie player. It was pretty good. So, as far as the discussion about this deck goes, first of all, I hate the sleeves that they're in. That was really stupid that I just did that. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, Divine Wrath wasn't very good today. I don't like Divine Wrath against anything but Mermails at this point. It was good against Boojins, I guess, but I was a pretty big advocate of it in the previous build. But it doesn't do anything against Fire Fist. So if they tanky, they +1, and then if you Divine Wrath the bear, like when it attacks, if you Divine Wrath anything after they tanky like a Wolfbark, you're actually -2ing because they still keep their tanky. So it just really lackluster, and I just don't like playing Divine Wrath in a deck that can come up with so much card advantage. I want to play more Forbidden Lance. I picked up a second one. I always felt safe when I had it, and I like feeling safe. As far as 2 creature swaps go, I'm not playing 3. Please don't ask me to. People, I already had enough questions on this stupid card. But anyway, creature swap is good at 2. Opening 2 kind of blows, but, you know, like, gotta do what you gotta do to make a living. As far as the hand traps go, I opened 2 Valor way too often, and it wasn't very good. I don't know, man. I would consider cutting down to this, just 1-1, but I feel like that'd be kind of bad, so I guess I'll just kind of take my losses. Because against certain decks, like if you open Aratama, like opening double Valor isn't like the worst thing in the world because you can just like do stuff. But if you don't open Aratama, then you're kind of like fucked. So that kind of sucks. As far as my decision for playing, just 1-1, 2 Chaos Sorcerer clogged way too much, and I took a lot of losses to not be able to special summon it. So I just put down a 1. That was a good decision. Gores, I didn't summon this once the entire weekend. As far as the trap lineup, like stuff I literally just didn't use. I did not use either of these cards the entire weekend. Trenchel never. I think I drew Trenchel. I never actually drew this. That's probably the reason why. But Gores I drew this 3 times, and all 3 times it was dead. I'm going to take this out, I think, for a 3rd Phoenix Chain. Phoenix Chain is really cool because it works with Full House, and that was a good side deck pick for today. Tragodia, not Thunder King. Thunder King was pretty okay. Tragodia was definitely the big MVP of the weekend, as I mentioned before. So the big combo today... guess it takes a little bit of setup, but if you have, like, ideally, you're going to have Trag, like, you can do this with a couple combinations, but if you have Trag in hand with 2 Nikotama and Aratama, then you take some damage, you drop some Trags. Next turn, summon Nikotama, summon Aratama. At this point, you can search the second Nikotama. Trag effect, discard Nikotama to take control level 4, then you can draw a card. You can then make a XYZ with Nikotama and Trag, usually level a chain, or honor arc, whichever one suits the moment, and then you detach Nikotama and draw another card. Cool play is if you detach Nikotama and then with level a chain, and then you top deck BLS, and then you can just draw BLS, because that's how the chains work, because the game's stupid like that. Yeah, anyway, so I played Rasetsu instead of Tsukiyomi. This is one of the last changes I made. Really good change. Rasetsu is kind of stupid, but there was 2 occasions at the last locals I went to where I lost because I didn't play this stupid card. Tsukiyomi is really terrible. I was only really playing her because she's a dark that's searchable, but that wasn't even worth it. You can't summon her on her own and poke for damage, which is like what this deck wants to do, so it doesn't really work. Izanami, I already made a video about this. You can go check it out if you want to. This card's really cool. Getting into a loop where I just have these 2 cards, like if you really want to be greedy, you can have these 3 cards and have 2 Nikotamas. But just getting into a loop every turn of having Nikotama in grave, and then 1 in hand with Izanami, and then getting an extra draw every turn is like Spellbook Tower shenanigans, and people don't like that. So if I had a picture for every time someone saw me do that, it would be a very funny slideshow because they all like hated me afterwards. But that's okay. Other stuff. Well, let's talk about my side deck real quick. Shadow Prison Mirror was a bad idea. Don't really like that, so we're put that in the don't like pile. Black Horn was pretty cool, like that. Overworked kind of sucked. Even against Fire Fist, the +1 version doesn't really care about Overworked, and I can deal with their monsters anyway. Uncush was good. Full House was freaking amazing. Close Forest was a good pick. yeah. And then the hand traps are good. So, looks like I have 4 slots. I would have played Light and Prismier, I think. Maybe. I don't know about Light and Prismier. Choose up Nikitama, kind of. I don't really know. As far as the extra deck goes, you might have been able to see that I didn't use a lot of it. I wouldn't play this deck without 1 Exciton Knight and 1 101. Well, I mean, technically I did play it without an Exciton Knight, but Exciton Knight's really cool. Got warning a lot today. I think I got warning 4 or 5 times throughout the duel. 4 or 5 times throughout the actual tournament, not throughout the duels. But yeah, these are kind of expensive, so I guess if you really don't want to pick them up, you don't have to. But 101's really cool. It's basically just a better version of Mace Joke, and Exciton is kind of neat. The reason I want to play Forbidden Lance is if the number 1 stopped Exciton pretty much was I summon Exciton, that's good. They're not going to bottomless it, that'd be stupid. And then I detach, and they Fiendish Chain. Lance prevents that from happening, and it's just like, ha. So that's how that happened. That was just a deck profile. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm going to another regional in 2 weeks from today, as well as going to a Battle City tournament next Saturday, so I can get some final testing in. Like, same deal as last time. I'm not going to share the build as I go along, but hopefully the wait was worth it. This is a way better build than the previous one, so if you're trying to build spirits, this is a much better build to go off of. I was highly pleased with my performance, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the tournament report that I end up doing probably tomorrow sometime or later this week. I'm not sure. So see you guys later.